Fear not, citizen. Justice will be served. You're in good hands.
The defense is wrong.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Mike.
Hello.
Got our troublemaker Mike Alcazar in the house. I'm going to introduce him this time. Most of you know who he is. Let's see if I can turn my volume up. Do what?
I said my reputation precedes me.
Absolutely. So we've got Michael Alcazar in the house, and he has an amazing, let's say, you've had amazing experience, let's just say, out in the streets of New York City. What was it, 3 decades?
Yeah,
just
long
nearly time. Long time. And so you're a retired detective, and now you are teaching, correct?
Correct.
Right. Exactly. What are you teaching?
So I teach at John Jay College. I teach mostly criminal justice courses, like Introduction to Investigations and Patrol. They slipped in. I do ethics also, and then they slipped in statistics. They call it research methods now. I think pretty much everybody had to take that when they went to college, right, to get your degree. But they slipped that in, which has nothing to do with policing. It's more like, like graphs and looking at statistics. So I always try to make it a little bit interesting for the kids because it's very dry material. Right. Yeah, they're probably like, this isn't fun, but I'm sure you keep it interesting. You're a pretty funny person. I try. I definitely try. I don't think you have to try. It just comes natural. So let's say hi to a couple people that we've got coming in. Oh my goodness. You're popular because I know it's not me. Oh, it's you. It's your channel. Yeah, it's definitely not me. We got Tiger Lily, me, Rabbi, Sheila, let's see, Teresa, hello. I'm going to try to make this fast so we can get on with it. Hello, Kel. Sarah, Mustang, let's see. I feel like there was some more. Is that it so far? Sydney's there. Is there? I think Sheila. Is that CDK? Yeah. Tracy, I see Tracy. I recognize mostly everybody. I love the chat. You know that I'm always in the chat, so I like trolling other trolls. Hey, Cold. Yeah, my chat is basically my channel. Like, if I didn't have them, I wouldn't have a channel. I'm like 90% of me is interacting with my chat. That's good. Sarge, I see you here. Hello. He's not in the hot seat, but he could be if he wanted to click that link I sent him. Hello, Seeking Justice. And I think we're all caught up for now, so that's good. So we did. What are my potted plant? What? I don't know what he's talking about. So I asked people if they had any questions for you. So if they do, make sure you put that red question mark. She's not here yet, so I'm not going to ask her question, but Miss Wildside had a question for you. But while we're waiting, the Siders case.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Before I start to that, I want to show you guys this. I know you and Joe were talking the other day about all those Molotov cocktail situations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know that you guys brought this one up. I mentioned it in the chat, but I'm not sure. And I'm gonna just, if my mods could put in a trigger warning, it starts with a trigger warning, but oh my goodness.
I'm a
Oh
trigger
my
warning.
goodness. Huh?
I said I'm a trigger warning.
You're a trigger warning. We need a trigger warning for Mike, everybody. So I couldn't believe this, and what you're gonna see.
A scary
So what you're gonna see is there's a man. I'm just gonna play it.
incident on the streets of Oklahoma City. When police say a man threw a Molotov cocktail at another man in a wheelchair in broad daylight, cops say it actually happened close to police headquarters. Surveillance video shows the victim cross the intersection in his wheelchair. Meanwhile, the suspect seemingly just walks past him, crossing another street. When the suspect reaches the other side of the street, he does an about-face and confronts the man in the wheelchair. Moments later, he's lighting the cocktail and throwing it at the wheelchair, flames breaking out on the road. Witnesses, including passing police officers, rush to help.
So now
They detain the
I don't know if you saw it, but this poor man tried to wheel out of the fire, and he did. And that ass pushed him back into the fire before these guys could get to him. Luckily, he didn't have any major complications or injuries, but if those police officers and other bystanders hadn't been there, that could have been a really bad situation.
Yeah, it's a crazy world. I don't know what's going on with all these Molotov cocktails. It seems to be the weapon of choice, and it seems random. It seems like they're attacking random people, random locations, churches. I don't know what's going on.
Because you guys said it was the churches,
Yeah,
right?
we had I think we had two old churches, like hundreds of years old churches in New York that were burnt down. I think one in Bushwick and one in Astoria, and it's happening throughout the
Right.
country too. So there's some evil people out there burning churches. So hopefully they can put a stop to that.
Yeah, and the man was interviewed and said that he just randomly chose that man to throw it at. He didn't know him. He didn't hate him. He just wanted to do it.
suspect while another passerby helped the victim. Officials say he only had minor injuries, but they credit the community and first responders for not letting this situation go any further.
Thank God for good
But-
people.
Yeah, and quick action. I mean, imagine, and from my understanding, there was the reason that the police were so close is because the police station was literally like right there.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I found that to be crazy. But the Siders case, I know you guys talked about that a little bit the other day too, and I wanted to talk about it. Let me tell you something. The notes I have on this case, I went through and because I'm just going to talk about it a little bit right now. I'm going to do an actual live on the entire case, but I went through to get all the initials and date of births and ages of all the
wow.
children. It's literally an entire page.
Wow.
From child 1 down to all of them. And I've got to double check my work to make sure that they're all correct before I, make anything official, but it's a lot, and I feel like this case, a lot of people are saying deplorable conditions and criminals, and how can you keep your children in such filth? And I'm hearing things like incest, and I'm hearing a lot of negative. I'm hearing feral children. What I'm not hearing is mental health issues. What I'm not hearing is what they needed was help from the community. They had no assistance. Clearly, something really wrong happened in that house within the years that led up to that. I don't think that there was one person in that house that had anything right going on in their mind that was able to that made it easy for them to reach out and ask for help. It was almost like they didn't know how, or
Yeah.
maybe they were scared too.
Yeah, perhaps, we got an elderly couple. I don't think anyone's feeling bad for the son. But I've heard people say that the wife could be a victim. Now we know that the grandfather, has dementia. We don't know what the condition of the grandmother. So there was definitely a lot of failures, and people like saying, well, if society can't know about it, if nothing brings up to the house. But I feel like there were definitely failures in the society to check on this household, this kids.
And there's families speaking out, but where was this family to help them?
Yeah, it's
You
convenient.
know?
Yeah, it's convenient that now
Yeah.
they're all coming out and saying that, yeah, we knew about the kids, but yet you didn't report it.
You
You
didn't
knew that
report
these,
it. You
yeah,
didn't help it. You didn't help them. You didn't take the children yourself. You didn't, like, it just doesn't make sense to me. And honestly, looking at the dates of these children when they were born, women have postpartum depression and those kind of things going on, like when they have a baby sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. When a woman starts having children at 15 years old, up until she's in her 30s nonstop, you can't tell me that there's not something there.
yeah. I said that, right? She, I mean, he wasn't much older. He was 18, she was 15. I don't know how the adults in this family, help facilitate this, but I think there were definitely some issues. She's very young, having kids, like you said, so many kids that we're just discovering now, right? A couple of twins that had passed. So it's a
The
very, very
conjoined
sad.
twin, Sheila. Yep, the conjoined twins.
Yeah.
And I believe they were conjoined by the chest. So I really don't know if we should be looking at this family so much as criminals rather than
Yeah.
victims of mental health and just not really self-neglect, just they didn't know how to ask for help. They're in this
They're,
vicious.
yeah, they're impoverished, they're poor, they're broke.
Yeah.
I,
And I
li-
mean, you heard the what was it, the sheriff or the district attorney saying that just to take care of the grandfather would bankrupt the county.
yeah.
And that made me mad because that's telling me that all he's thinking about is money.
Yeah, perhaps this guy, maybe all of them were trying to seek help in the past, and maybe they were turned away by the hospitals. It happens. But I like your take on this, because you're right. Everyone's super negative on it, and they're not, entertaining other ideas. And there's definitely, I think it's a mixture of both potentially for
Yeah.
this case. And I guess when the trial starts, we'll find out.
Yeah, I think that, when one thing happens and another thing happens and stuff starts getting out of control, it becomes a snowball effect to the point where you don't even know how it got to that point. And now there's like you're stuck and you don't even know how to get out of it. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing some work on this case. I don't want to come out and say that these people are horrible, gross, mean, vicious, that this was they locked these kids in 12, a 12 by 12 room because, they were just mean, horrible, evil people. I don't know that that's the truth. So we'll just have to see. Do we have any questions yet? Let's see. Let's look through the chat. Hi, Forrest. Teresa. Hey, Poke, Mom. Good to see you.
These are old school chat members here.
Huh?
These are old school chat members. I recognize them. Forrest, I haven't seen Forrest in a while. I don't know if we
I
start too
know.
early for Joe for Joe's show, but I remember.
Mhm.
And Pokemon, of
Right.
course. I think I'm
I'm
pronouncing
so
that right.
sorry. The animals seem to be treated better. I don't know how the animals were treated. I did before we started, about, 2 hours before we started, I started watching a live. And all right, hold on. Let's see before I start this. Mike, do you think the grandfather will be competent to stand trial?
Yeah, from what I've seen, it doesn't look like he'll be competent, right? They're saying he's got dementia, and that's what they're just
Mhm.
telling us. So we don't know what other issues he has. He has mental issues, health issues. They already released him. So
Yeah, they did.
yeah, so I mean, release him on his own recognizance, meaning no
Yeah.
bail, and with the promise that he's going to come back to trial. I don't think he's an escape threat. So yeah, I don't think he'll be competent to stand trial. That's from what little information I know. I don't think he will be.
Yeah. What I was saying was before, like a couple hours ago, I was looking, I was scrolling and I came across someone that did get. Now, these people should not be doing this, and they know better. And this is why I don't like these particular kind of creators. They're going up to the house
Oh yeah,
already,
yeah.
and they are crossing the lines, and they're getting up in the house, and they're recording. So I've seen inside the house, and it is absolutely the city's going to have to tear it down. There's no fixing that.
Yeah, well, we've seen that happen, right, with the Nancy Guthrie case. Most recently, people, a lot of internet sleuths are filming it. You
I don't like
saying,
that.
yeah, you saying tearing it down. Joe would disagree. He doesn't want to tear it down because if this, in fact, was a crime, we have to preserve this crime scene, right? I don't even know if they process.
Right. Now, after the case is done, I would say tear it down. But
Yeah,
afterwards, like, it just needs to be demolished. But no,
yeah,
I understand what Joe's saying. Absolutely. Preserve it right now.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't think the
yeah,
landlord's going to be able to rent that after the notoriety it's receiving, because they're
not only
renting that.
that, but inside the walls are caving in, the ceiling's caving in, the walls are falling in, like there's got to be black mold everywhere. Like it's beyond. But what I was saying, yeah, all of these, YouTubers and stuff that go to all these, crime scenes or the houses like Nancy Guthrie and stuff. I don't like that. Oh, I live around 3 major cases that just ended kind of. The Athena Strand case, the Nolan Rodriguez Alvarez case, and the what was it? The track meet stabbing.
Oh yeah,
That one. I
yeah,
can't think of the name.
Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo. All of those are within 15 to 45 minutes from me. I could easily get 15 minutes to 45 minutes. I could easily get to them. I'm not going to because I don't need to be there. Like that's not my place to be. I feel like I would just be disrupting. Like if I don't have a reason to be there, I shouldn't be there. I'm not helping anything.
I mean, I think your social media, so it's kind of like news. As long as you're not interfering, like with the crime scene, like these people filming the house, they're interfering with the crime scene, right? They're entering property, they're probably trespassing, and they're filming inside.
Hmm.
That's probably not good. But people are definitely very interested. I wouldn't do it myself, just like you. But if
Yeah.
they do it lawfully, like from a distance, people are very interested in seeing these things. We don't like them doing it, but yet we watch it, right? I watched that
Yeah.
house. The guy, the TikTok person filming it, I was very interested in. I wanted to see the conditions of the house. So we're curious. People are curious.
Yeah. Hi, Kane. Good to see you. I can't be that person that's going to be like, hey guys, come with me, come see this, like I can't, I'll
Pokemon
do it from
said.
right here.
Pokemon said it was a very diplomatic answer. I think she was talking to me. I
All
loved it.
right,
I
let's
love the chat.
see. Is Miss Wildside here yet? Where is she? Someone go get her so
Sarah
I can
asked a
ask her.
question. I think Sarah asked a question about
Oh,
like the hospitals. Can the hospitals share information, about the different births and the insurance companies that were charged, for the birth, or hopefully some kind of care, for the kids that survive.
hmm.
And I guess because of HIPAA law, they probably can't share it, but they'd probably be able to subpoena it eventually for the
I
trial, I
think
would
that,
imagine.
yeah, I think for law enforcement and for trial, they can. Oh, I got the hiccups now. That they can do that. Where did you see that question? If you guys have a question, use that bright red question mark so I could see it. And even then, make like 20 of them because I can't see it then either. I've got terrible ADHD
It's a
and I'm
lot. I don't know
blind.
how many people in the chat. Can you see? Because it's scrolling up
It,
pretty quickly.
it looks like 26.
Not bad.
Not bad. Hey, Dan, good to see you. If this country doesn't have funds for the care of the grandfather, Howard. Yeah. No kidding, Poke. She said if this county doesn't have funds for the care of the grandfather, then how long do you think the investigation will take?
Hmm. Well, I think because of its notoriety, they're going to have to investigate this properly. They're going to spend monies on this to investigate.
Hmm.
It's sad that we can't take care of our citizens when they need medical care, especially the children. The children are getting, tested right now and getting some long care that they've needed. So I hope the kids are okay. I hope they're not more traumatized because of what happened. Being, as much as we say these parents are monsters, these kids probably love their parents. These are probably the
It's
only
all they
people
knew.
that's all they know. So maybe they didn't realize they were being abused. If they were being abused, if they were being neglected, because again, they're very poor. So you're right. It's hard to judge because we know it was bad. I get it. It was definitely bad, but these, in a weird way, these kids probably care and miss, their family that they live with for years. So
It's going to be a huge shell shock for them because that house and those people and the conditions, even the food they ate, all of that is everything that they've ever known. It doesn't matter if it smells weird to us, tastes bad to us, it doesn't look like our houses would look. That was their home. That's what they were comfortable with. So taking them out of that environment and putting them into something new, shiny and clean and everything that's going to taste different and they're going to, all these new people around them, that's one adjustment alone. Then they're going to need all the health care. Then they're going to need speech therapy because they don't know how to communicate.
Yeah,
Then they're going to
psychological
need
services.
psychological. They're also going to need schooling. Think about how much they have to catch up on school.
Yeah.
These kids are so far behind.
Think about
It's
this,
gonna
Stormy. Now they're going to be there. There's definitely the potential they're not going to stay together. They're going to be separated, right? And these are their brothers and sisters. So it's going to be very traumatic for these children.
and I mean, to me, this is Turpin 2.0. The Turpins 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
The Turpins family had 13 kids, and this family was 16 plus the 4 adults. At least in that case, the eldest daughter was able to communicate. She was somewhat intelligent enough to know what was going on, and she was able to escape and had a plan. And this one's just, it's going to be a little different and a lot harder. We see these House of Horror stories, and it's like, okay, yeah, House of Horrors, here's another one. But this one really,
Yeah, it could be a completely different story from what we're talking about right now, right? So the Turpin case, it was an older kid that escaped. The oldest child here is 18 with developmental issues. Maybe they want to escape and they couldn't. Maybe they were being, again, we don't know what happened. We're not going to know until the trial. So they could probably want it. Maybe potentially they wanted help and they wanted to escape too, but they couldn't because they're younger. Again, we won't know until the trial starts. So again, we're just speculating. We're playing both sides, and I think that's good for conversation.
yeah. I think that the thing with the eldest kids not knowing how to spell or communicate or write their own names and stuff like that, I don't know how much of that is true, because from what I hear,
Mm-hmm.
eldest kids had cell phones
I heard that. Yeah, I did hear that.
and social media. Now, keep in mind, you could still have a cell phone. You could still read and not know how to write.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible, because before that came about, I was watching a video, a teacher saying, how can kids read but not know how to write?
Yeah.
And I was asking myself that. And with technology these days, you don't need to know how to write. Everything's just automated.
Very true.
So, yeah, I think there's a lot more to this story that's going to come out. I'm just waiting, and I have not even been paying attention to chat. It's like one or the other.
Go read some of the chat and see if they have any questions.
Yeah, let's see. Let's go up. Is Twizzle Sticks in the chat? Christina, is Twizzle Sticks in there? Forrest. It is the lawyers. Oh, no, quick. Forrest, it's the lawyers that claim they had access to the social media and cell phones. I have trouble with that when they were living out of handcuff. Donate. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't know what's true and what's not true at this point.
It's true.
When we get a case like this, people are going to start saying this happened and that happened. And, this is when I start just waiting for things from the state and the police.
It's true. If you look at the conditions in that house, I don't even know if they had electricity. How are you charging cell phones and using cell phones, from what we've seen, that people are filming. So good
Exactly.
Good point by Forrest there.
Yeah, exactly. Because didn't they go to the Family Dollar or something to get the gas for the lanterns?
I heard that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I heard they were taking the kids, and now the person that works at the Family Dollar is saying that the kids had their hair covered up and they look malnourished. Okay, so you should have reported that. Maybe. I think people are afraid to butt in, and they don't want things to happen negative to the kids. But if you see something that doesn't look right, you should report it, because it could be something like what you suspect. So
And it's always, always see something, say something, especially when it comes to children, because I don't care what it is. These children belong to us all. These children are all of our responsibilities. And if you see something happening to a child, you need to say something to somebody.
yeah, Cal said a lot of missed opportunities by the community, 100%. And I'm sure
Yeah.
they're all kicking themselves in the ass because, you know, they feel like I'm sure they feel a little bit responsible because this gotten away, you know, for so long.
Yeah. I love it when I see, the pedestrians, coming in and saving children from their own guardians because their guardians are just being awful, like, just public abuse and things like that. All right. Question. Oh, okay. I thought that was a question.
I got a story for you, Stormy. I
Okay.
don't know
Go
if your
for it.
chat
Let's go.
I don't know if your chat loves story time or know about story
It's
time.
story time. Yes. Go for it. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, just talking about people acting or reacting. So when I was
Mm-hmm.
teaching at John Jay College, I would take the subway because New York City, you just can't park anywhere. So it was just more feasible for me to jump on the subway and take the subway. And I remember after school, I'm on the subway. I'm not working yet. I don't start work until I arrive at my office. So I'm wearing a suit, and New York is like littered with emotionally disturbed population. And this particular
Yeah.
day, where the subway's full, packed with people, and there was this homeless person that was like begging, which is fine. He was begging for money. Some people entertained him, some didn't. But I remember he passed me. I think I just ignore people like that because I don't want to encourage it. It's not that I'm being mean. I like to donate my money other ways, but I don't want to encourage that kind of activity in the subway because it leads to other things, which led to this story I'm talking about. So he's asking this young lady, I don't know if she was a student at the college, but she was a young lady, and you can see she was visibly disturbed and scared by this individual asking for money. And she just wasn't making eye contact. She was probably like a young lady, like in her 20s. And this gentleman got irate and started yelling at her because she's not acknowledging him, because I think she was just afraid of him. It's not because she didn't want to donate money or give money. So he starts yelling at her. And as he's yelling at her, I'm watching everybody. Now, this all happens in seconds. I'm watching all these New Yorkers just ignoring him and not doing anything, talking about what we just saw here, missed opportunities, right? So as he's yelling at her, I know you got to time it perfectly. I'm always thinking tactically because I don't want to get stuck doing something, and then you're in the train and you can't get out, tactically. So we're pulling into the station. He's yelling at her, and he doesn't see me because I'm from behind. So I just grab him by the collar. I grab him, I yank him, and the door's open. I chuck him on the platform, right? Before he can get up, everyone's rushed out. People come in, he can't get back in. Doors closed. We are out of there. No arrests for Detective Alcazar, but the situation was remedied. I thought it was pretty funny. I always tell my students what happened, and worst comes to worst, I could have made an arrest, 100%. If he decided to come back in, I would have made the arrest, but I had to go work. I want to check on this young lady, and yeah, that true story.
It's good times. I don't think I have any cool stories like that.
You did the right thing. Just toss the fella, help the lady. Yeah, it was the quickest thing to do. That's why you guys realize that's why, I don't know if you know, Stormy, that's why we call it a collar. When we make an arrest, we call it a collar. Do you know what that etymology? Because back in the day when cops would make an arrest, they would grab guys by the collar. And that's how we put them in custody. So I went old school. I grabbed him by the collar. I chucked him on the platform. He didn't get hurt. He didn't fall into the tracks. I don't know, people look at it, oh my God.
You just tossed him aside.
I just tossed him on the tracks. I mean, not tracks. I'm sorry. I tossed him on the platform, and then it's New York, filled with people.
He's fine.
And then, and this is the best part. The people were looking at me like I'm insane, right? Who's this guy? He just chucked this crazy guy on the train. So they were, I think they felt uncomfortable because now they're stuck in the train with me.
They're like, oh, this guy.
Chucked him, Cal. Yeah, I chucked him. I've chucked so many bad guys in my career, Cal. I don't know if you know my history, but I made over 600 arrests. So I made a lot of arrests. That's easy. Dr. Mike, send me sharp. Thank you.
Yes, that's funny.
I'm glad I got to
don't
slip
see
that
her-
story. I don't think I've ever told that story on Joe's channel. So I'm glad I was able to
That's
slip one in for you.
Yeah. Well, Miss Wildside had a question for you, and I don't see her in here unless I'm blind. She wanted to know what your most favoritist or funniest undercover story is.
Oh, undercover. Funny undercover story.
Or favorite.
Well, you know what I did, right? Well, I investigated. I was an undercover in Vice, and I investigated sex workers and a lot of human trafficking, right? So it was a lot of serious stuff.
Did you have to go undercover and dress up as a S worker?
I did not.
I bet you would look great.
I'll leave it up to your imagination, but we did have our, so the area I worked in Brooklyn, it's called Flatlands in Brooklyn in the 7-5 precinct. There was a lot at the time, there was a lot of street workers, and and of course the customers are all men. Not that they wouldn't be interested in me if I was wearing lipstick and a dress. They might. There's definitely that potential.
They might.
We would dress up our female undercovers, and we would call it losing proposition. So we would have our female undercovers walking the streets, and we'd be, undercovers on the side waiting for somebody to solicit them. So it was called losing prop. That was definitely fun. No, I never had to dress up as a street walker. No, missed opportunities. I'm sure you're right. I would have acted Oscar award winning performance in my opinion, in my imagination. So.
What was that movie? Two on Fu. What was that movie?
Oh yeah, with oh my God. I know all the names. It's in my head. The guy from Dirty Dancing, he passed away.
Woody Harrelson was in it.
Yup, and the guy from, oh my God, I can't remember. Oh shoot.
I think that was the name of the movie. I'm not sure, but they all like dressed.
100%. Tu Wong Fu. John Leguizamo. The guy that played Blade. I'm so old, I can't remember, but I'm a big movie person. You talk movies. Wesley Snipes was in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze. You give me a second, I'll catch up.
Such a great movie.
Rabbi Michael, work it, Mike. This is a great chat.
Oh, so good.
Cal says,
after this, I want to watch that.
Cal says you do have pretty skin. She must be talking about you. It's in our age group. Yes, 100%.
That's funny.
Oh, so funny is I don't know if anything's funny when you're dealing with locking up sex workers, but
yeah,
I've had. So this is old school, right? So when they would come in, I'm still inside. Say I go to a house of sex workers, I would go in. I'd be still pretending to be a customer once I'm inside. Now, this is old. So what they would do is my arrest team would come in and they would take pictures of all the Johns and all the sex workers. And then I don't think I'm giving anything away. Maybe I am. And then what they would do is while they're in the location, they would debrief everybody. Right? They would ask all the sex workers, all the Johns, and then they'd eventually get to me. So they look like they're interviewing everybody, but what they're really doing is waiting for me to get inside so I could tell them, yes, this was the John that was soliciting. This is the manager collecting the money, and these are the sex workers. That's the whole point of it. But I remember they would take pictures of me. They would always take pictures of me. And I have several, it's all Polaroids. There's several Polaroids of me because they're taking pictures, and it'd be this picture, like I'm scratching because I'm giving my team the bird because it's just funny. And that's what comes. I have one of those Polaroids where I'm giving my
You're just
arresting
like,
the bird. Yeah, another true story. A little bit of insight into vice work right there.
that's funny. How did your wife deal with all of that, with that kind of work?
I didn't have a wife at the time. I had
Okay.
a girlfriend, and I don't talk about it. I don't talk about it because,
You just keep that at work
oh my
and
God, they would have hated it. They would have
right.
probably broke up with me because, the nature of the work, and it's. I don't think any lady would stay with me if they knew what I was doing out there. Not that I was having sex or anything, but there's a lot of nudity. You're going into hotels. You're going into some dangerous locations. It's
Yeah.
sex work. So it's an underground economy that's being exploited. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people being trafficked, and I think that was probably the most rewarding part of it when we would make the arrests of the Johns or the managers, and then a lot of these sex workers were young kids, 13, 14, and we would
Oh
get
my
them help.
gosh.
We would take them right to family court and get the help. And they were also like kind of like brainwashed. They loved their pimps, right? They loved them. They really believed that these people cared for them, and we had to get them the help they needed because they relied on these pimps that whatever, that was housing them, feeding them. A lot of them were runaways. So it was very sad. I remember my friend, God rest his soul, Daryl, who was an undercover with me. He really hated that part of the job because he really cared about these young people, and he never got tired of counseling them. We're not counselors. We're cops. We're detectives. But he would act like a father to them and just
You
continually.
have hearts, you have daughters, you have,
Yeah, he did. We did 100%. It was very
yeah.
sad. It was very sad.
I feel like, is it harder to get the younger ones out than it is the older ones?
You mean to leave the life, to leave the sex work?
Yeah.
I would well, the younger ones, we would take them to family court, and family court would make notifications and hopefully identify their family, and hopefully make a reunion with the family. Yes, the older sex workers have been doing it for years. That's their job. They're gonna do it. That to them, it's their money maker. So a couple of arrests doesn't deter them. Yes, we've had repeat customers, and we would do the same thing. We try to get them the help that they needed. We take them to the hospital before we take them to central booking to make sure everything was okay. But it's what they know, and and it's sad. It's sad. I think how they have like New York Homicide right now on Netflix. They could do a whole show on New York Vice. I'm actually surprised they haven't done that yet, because I think it's not all fun and games. It's a very sad life, and I think would make for an interesting show.
Yeah, I think so too. I feel like that entire nightlife scene is really sad and hardened, and a lot of those women, they didn't get there because they wanted to be there.
Hi, Afton. Afton's checked in.
Do what?
Afton's in the
Oh.
chat. She called me Dr. Mike. They're gonna come up with a different moniker now, Dr. Mike. Now it's gonna be, I don't know what they're gonna call me.
I don't have any little special emojis for you and Joe. I'm not cool like that yet. I don't have any.
I don't even know how Joe did that.
I think you have to be monetized to get like the little emojis
Oh, you'll get there.
one of these days. Let's see. Got about 15 minutes left. Anybody have any other questions? I guess I would ask you the same one that I asked Joe last time, which is, if you were handed the files for any unsolved homicide, what would it be? And if you could choose one detective to work on that case with, who would it be?
I already know that there's a couple of detectives. So I think I've said this before in the show with Joe. Some of the best detectives I work with were the best detectives I work with were female. So my old partner Sharon would be awesome. It's kind of like a tie between her and Elena. So I would pick either one of them because they got drive. They're the kind of detectives that would come into work and will do the work nonstop. I mean, I want to come in and kind of like, relax and talk to the guys and everything. They would be right on their cases, both of them. So they were amazing, amazing. They would drag me out. I was like, Mike, I want to go canvas for video surveillance. I want to look for this. They were go. So they were both awesome. Unsolved case. I guess I would have to, because it's current, I would like to be there at the beginning of the Nancy Guthrie abduction. I think I would like to process that. And so, good question. Who were detectives? What supervisor would I want? I would want Joe. I would want Joe and my other friend Ralph, who was my lieutenant, to help me set up that crime scene, do the crime scene properly. So that would be my team: Joe, Ralph, Sergeant. Joe's a sergeant, Ralph's the lieutenant, and then the other two investigators would be Sharon and Elena. And I want to be there at the onset. I want to make sure we process that crime scene. To the best of our ability. Beginning. Yeah, lock it down. Don't let any media in there. No media will be in there. In fact, you guys would hate us because there'd be no media anywhere near the house, and there would be no story because we're not going to allow you in there until we process it properly. But that's just the way we do it. That's the way we would have done it in New York. We would rope it off layers, of frozen, so you just couldn't get in. So,
yeah, I feel like that was what you were going to say because I've heard you've been talking about the Nancy case for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. So
Sheila says women are always the best. Yeah, in my experience, female investigators were always more passionate, and I felt like these two women I described are just born to be investigators. A lot of your reviewers are really good. That's why I think, true crime communities are really good population, because they come up with theories that, you'd be surprised. It'd be the same theories that seasoned detectives will come up with. So, don't sell yourself short. There's a lot of good investigators out there, and maybe for whatever reason you just never became a detective because, I don't know, maybe you're raising a family, or maybe you just didn't have the opportunity. But
or the schooling.
And when I teach, when I'm in class, I always encourage everybody. I can't tell you how many of my former students are now police officers, detectives, sergeants, lieutenants, and they still message me, right? Mostly on Instagram, and I'm so proud of them because I feel like hopefully I help motivate them and encourage them.
So, Cal wants to know, and we asked this question last time with Joe as well, is what do you think about all of these new retrials?
Yeah. So, well, right away, I think of the Karen Reed trial, right, which me and Joe covered extensively. I think it was just a lack of professionalism within that police department, right? The lack of training of those police officers that compromised the crime scene. I feel like there might be some corruption there. I know people said there is corruption there in Canton PD, and there is, of course, and the state police, with that guy, I forget his name now, going through the phone. So I feel like I always say this to my students: corruption will always be a part of policing. Why? Because we're human beings, right? It's a lot of power. And not everybody's meant to be a police officer. A lot of police officers give in for the temptation. Just look at what's happening in New York right now. Our captains are being investigated. Warrants are being executed because there's corruption happening over there. So it goes unchecked. It's basically
everywhere.
The fox is running the hen house. That's what it would appear to be. So I think there's always going to have to be units like internal affairs or maybe outside entities to watch these police departments to make sure everybody's doing their job lawfully and legally and no one's abusing it. But unfortunately, it will always be a part of policing corruption.
Right. So Simi wants to know, Mike, do you
Proctor.
have a case that haunts you?
I have a lot, a lot.
If it
Anything.
triggers you, though, if it triggers you, you don't have to talk about it.
No, I think most of the people that watch the shows, your show, my Joe show, knows that I just hate any cases with children. So any cases where a child homicide, even if he solved it or not, that bothers me. In fact, there was just I wanted to repost it, but I don't know. It just hits me so hard. There was just a police officer that responded to a homicide of a 3-year-old, and he discovered the body in the house, and it's on body cam. They blurred it, but his reaction was he was just crying. He was sobbing profusely. He couldn't believe what he just saw. And I posted this on my Instagram where I said that, most people see trauma maybe like 3 or 4 times in their lives, and police officers will see it 800 to 1,000 times. And I think that's why when you watch a show, you watch me and Joe, and some people don't get it. We have a lot of gallows humor. We're a little bit, our crust is a little bit toastier and tougher because it's like
You
our
have
defense
to.
mechanism.
You have to. Yeah, like you said, it's a defense mechanism, and it just kind of comes with the job. If you don't, then you're just going to be depressed all the time.
Yeah, and that's why, to go back to your question about what if I shared my investigative work with my girlfriend in Vice, not only because it was Vice, but a lot of things we experience, we see, I don't bring home to the family. They should not be exposed to that. I want them to believe that the world is what they believe it is, that it's beautiful and there's opportunity and they're safe. I don't want them to know that there are actual monsters out there that are very dangerous, that prey on the innocent. And, there's a lot of victims out there. So yeah, we bottle up a lot. 30 years, me and Joe, we've seen a lot. Things we can't even discuss. You can't even imagine. And I don't even want to sit with a psychiatrist. It will just bring back so much stuff. The psychiatrist will probably say, this guy needs a lot of help.
Look, I got a psychiatrist appointment tomorrow. Wednesday.
Yeah.
My poor husband can't get away from it. I'm constantly, because, my channel, I work mostly on kids' cases because I had a terrible childhood. So, I like to have a voice for those children because they are the tougher cases, and it is sad. And if I were you, if I had to walk into a house, I couldn't see a child, like that. I couldn't, it would break me. So I understand, but I tell my husband absolutely everything of what's going on in the world, so he doesn't get shielded from anything.
I'm sure he can handle it.
No, he thinks that the world's fine and it's perfect, and I'm like, babe, no, it's not.
Canebs the Purge says book him Dano, and that's funny because when I was in the academy, my classmate nicknamed me Dano because I'm just a civilian going through the academy, and I remember my sergeant that was training us asked me, so what do you do after you capture the bad guy? And she was talking about the booking process, and it was a lot of protocol, but all I said was book him Dano. And for the younger people who don't know where that's from Hawaii. 50 shows you how old I am.
Yeah.
Book him Dano. And then my buddy called me Dano for the remainder of the academy. For the 6 months we were there, I think to this day he's my friend on LinkedIn. He still calls me Dano. It just stuck.
That's awesome.
I'm sorry, I talk too much. Don't get me started.
No,
like
you're great. Please, I'm usually the one talking, and I get like these awkward silences, and I'm just like, So no, it's great. I'm just checking to see if we've got anything else going on before we get out of here. We got about 5 minutes left. Is there anything else you want to say?
I think you did pretty good. Don't give me 2 hours. Don't threaten me with a good time. I'll be here forever. So.
When are you going to start getting back on your channel?
I'm just not as committed as you and Joe. I'm a little bit. I just rather be a guest. I don't want to be the driver. I want to be the passenger. So.
Right. It's a lot of work. I mean, after this, I keep saying I'm going to take a break, and then I reach out to someone and I'm like, "Hey, you want to be on my show?" And then you guys keep replying yes, and I'm like, "Okay." And so I'm like, "All right, well, there goes my little break." But no, it's great. It's been great. I love the experience, but yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on. It was fun. I feel like
No,
that hour flew.
it did. And thank you so much for being here. I was telling Mike that I am working on another guest. I have already emailed her, and she has responded and says that she's going to make something work. So wish me luck,
I'm
because
sure.
everyone knows who she is. She is so sweet and way out of my league. So if she does come on, I'm going to be really excited.
So, somebody said Mike is a good guess and an even better troll. This is all accurate.
I've got some accounts you control.
Simi says I got mods and I don't even have content. It's true. I have so many mods on my channel because I just modded everybody. You're a mod. You're a mod. And then I
think
don't
I'm a
do any. I
mod
don't do
on
anything.
your channel. I'm pretty sure I'm a mod on your channel.
Really? That's so awesome. I'm gonna have to go do a live on anything. Just movies. I love movies. I'll talk about movies all day. So
Oh, same with documentaries. I love documentaries. I just wish I could play the previews that way people know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
But
Oh, you're not gonna tell them
what?
about what you're talking about the previews about the guests?
Oh, no.
No.
No, the guest I'm not going to name because I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, I gotcha. Simi says, "Yeah, Mike, do a dang live, bruh."
Detective Mike and Stormy do a movie live.
I would do that 100%. 100%.
Oh, Miss Z from Trial Junkies wants to know what the best cop movie is.
So I hate cop movies. I hate cop TV shows. But I think I said this on Joe's show. I love two movies. I love End of Watch.
Come on, say it.
I love it. And The Other Guys. These are my two movies that I love. What were you thinking I was going to say?
Is Die Hard a cop movie?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Die Hard.
Yeah, I love Die Hard. It's not really a cop movie, right? He's on vacation and
it's more of a Christmas movie.
It's 100% a Christmas movie. 100%.
It is.
But End of Watch was pretty good. I like End of Watch a lot because my partner, who's since passed, was Irish, right? So we kind of like mirrored the character. Do you know that movie, End of Watch?
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of mirrored the characters there. Right? Very similar how we got to know each other's culture. It was good. So I love that movie a lot. So.
Hi, Kai. Good to see you. Hi to anyone
I love
that
Lethal
I
Weapon
missed.
too. I love Lethal Weapon also.
Yes. All the Lethal Weapons. So good.
I like your chat. They're very active. I like your chat. They're very active.
Oh, thank you. Oh, snap. Is Steve here? Steve from Publicly Buzz? What's up, Steve?
Oh,
Mr.
check it out.
Steve?
We'll do a movie thing with Steve, 100%.
Yeah. Kai says, "Who is your daddy and what does he do?"
I have a friend he calls me every day, and that's how he starts a conversation. And I couldn't pick up because I was doing a show, but he always goes, "I'm Detective John Kimball. I want you to answer a few questions every day." That's what he calls, and that's what he says. And he starts off with. So back to that same movie.
That's great. All right. Well, I guess that's it, everybody.
I think we make a good team.
Yeah.
This has been fun. Anytime you want to come up here,
For sure.
you or Joe, you're always welcome.
You got it. Good energy.
Thanks.
I love the chat. I love your show. I love your backdrop. See, everybody, I copied her. See that? That's only for Stormy. I did that for Stormy. I dimmed the lights a little bit.
Heck yeah. Love it. Love it. All right, guys. Well, we're going to let you guys get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your day and week. And I've got yesterday. Wait, no, what's today? Saturday was my birthday. So tomorrow I'm going to actually
Happy
go do
birthday.
stuff. Thank you. I don't know how old I am. I'm going to go do stuff tomorrow to celebrate.
Awesome.
And that's about it. So I don't know when you guys will see me again. I'm going to try to take a little breaky poo unless this lovely lady that I'm trying to get on the show reaches back out to me. And then, yeah, other than that, I guess that's it, everybody.
Awesome. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye. Let's end this stream.
So long for now and goodbye. We'll see you